Hey everybody, John from Movie Burners here, back with another review, and today I'm going to be discussing the Martin Zandvoort 2015 film Land of Mine. It's a highly emotive, powerful, historical, foreign language drama film, and it's based on the real life events of German POWs forced to clear landmines by hand, and the inhumane treatment they faced at the hands of their Danish captors following the Allied victory in World War II. The opening scenes depicts large swathes of surrendered German soldiers walking down a stretch of road, and it's at this point we're first introduced to Sergeant Karl Rasmussen, played by Roland Møller. It soon becomes very clear he isn't the biggest fan of Germans, which, given their recent leading role in the conquering of the majority of continental Europe, is perhaps not too surprising. The brutal beating he dishes out to a young soldier for carrying a Danish flag as a souvenir only serves to underline this. We then meet Lieutenant Ebbe Jensen, played by Michael Falsgaard, the commanding officer tasked with cleaning up the 1.5 million landmines dotted across the coast of Denmark, and he lays the law down to a new batch of German soldiers, making them well aware that they're friendless in their new environment, whilst explaining exactly what lies ahead for each of them. And what lies ahead is a harrowing, evocative, heartbreaking experience for both the viewer and the prisoners as they attempt to clear a deserted beach full of thousands of landmines over a period of just 3 months. With the aforementioned Sergeant Karl Rasmussen as a taskmaster, the Germans, mostly made up of young men, are initially starved for 2 days and met with a cold and tolerant attitude. As the days and the weeks progress though, the boys slowly but surely begin to bond with the cold, once unsympathetic veteran, and when several tragedies start to befall their ever-dwindling numbers, even he starts to become conflicted inside, questioning the bitterness and hatred he harbours, ultimately softening his hardline stance in the end. The newfound compassion is tested after a mine is missed following an impromptu game of football with the boys, which leads to the death of his beloved dog. But he's able to see beyond the heartache, though not before making the perpetrator bark and fetch a ball like a dog, and continues his new amicable relationship with the men. There's some fantastic performances in this film, and the entire cast should take a bow for what was an impressive collective display. Roland Møller is absolutely incredible and the standout performer. The way he was able to portray the horrors from the war that his character had clearly witnessed, and the effects it had on him without any need for flashbacks and with just mere facial expressions at times, was highly impressive. The re-emergence of Karl's humanity and compassion as the film progresses in the face of cruelty and at times a sheer lust for vengeance from his fellow Dane Ebbe, and even the female owner of the farm, really echoes the overall thematic tone of the film. Hofmann is equally impressive as a young German soldier Sebastian, and delivers a sterling performance as a mature head amongst the young group. Meanwhile, Michael Falsgaard perfectly portrays the annoyingly arrogant Ebbe, whose cruel and at times inhumane actions are not too far flung from the Third Reich that he ironically appears to despise so much. I have to commend Camilla Helm on the outstanding visuals, from the beautiful shots of the sand whipping up from the dunes to the haunting panoramic wide shots of the beach seen throughout. The film was an aesthetic delight. There's a real claustrophobic air of tension created by Zandvoort whenever the group are out sweeping the beach for mines, which is only further exacerbated by the explosive, if you'll pardon the pun, shocking and pretty unpredictable way that some of them perish. It's for this reason I won't delve further into the story, as it really is an experience that should be enjoyed with the minimum of spoilers. He doesn't hold back on the visual aspects of these moments either, which only serves to strengthen the sympathy for the Germans. And this is a fairly unusual position to find yourself in, given that 90% of World War II era films feature these guys as faceless enemies. Of course, the roles of the German lads during the conflict itself are never delved into in any great detail, and this is surely done deliberately. The whole premise of the film is clearly to show that brutality, depravity, and equally acts of compassion are capable of manifesting themselves within each and every one of us, regardless of what side of a conflict we may have found ourselves to be on. I absolutely love this film, and despite it being a foreign language film, which I know would alienate a lot of people, I would highly recommend giving it a viewing if you can, and I'll be giving it a 4 out of 5. Remember guys, if you're enjoying the content we're putting out, then be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and iTunes, and give us a little follow on Facebook at Movie Burner Entertainment and on Twitter at Movie Burners. You can also catch up with all the latest reviews we're putting out at the Movie Burner blog on movieburnerentertainment.org. Until the next time, goodbye.